Okay, I'm going to try to break down the 8-strand gaucho braid so all of you can understand it and enjoy it. So when you start out, you have to alternate your colors, just like this. Okay. Alright. When you start out, you take the 4th cord from the right, here. You can go over 2. Take your 3rd cord from the right, go over and under. Get it like so. Now, most importantly with this braid, you want to keep each cord in its own lane. Don't let them cross each other. Now, if you want to get some paper and a pen, write these steps down. It's a 4-step process, and it simply repeats itself. And I'm going to show you some indicators along the way of, which braid goes next. Now, you got it like that. First step is take the right cord that goes around the back, and it goes under 2 over 2. So you'll start by the right cord going under 2 over 2. Second step will be left cord goes around the back, and this goes over 1, under 2, and over 1. That's the second step. Third step, right cord goes around, and this one goes over 2 and under 2. Fourth step, left cord goes around, goes under 1, over 2, and under 1. Again, being sure to keep each cord in its own lane. So keep them spread out and keep pressure on the strands so that you won't cross them as you're tying them with your fingers. Now here's the indicators I want to show you. Now we're back at step 1 again. Alright, we just completed all 4 steps. Alright, step 1 was the right cord goes around, and you can see how the cords are kind of close together here. Notice how close they are. That's an indicator that when you bring the right cord around, it should go under 2 and over 2. Okay? That's the first step. Second step of the process was left cord goes around, and notice the cords here. See how tight they are? Over here when they're tight, it goes under. Over here when they're close together like this, it goes over. And don't let this one fool you, because I think a lot of people get hung up here. Where they see this cord right here from the previous pass, and they think they have to go under here. But no, don't do that. So you go over, under, and over. Okay? And you can see how this cord is under this one here, then this one is over. And your color should always alternate during the braid. Okay? So if you have 2 of the same colors next to each other, take it back. Okay? Now, this right cord here, as you can see it's behind this one here, goes around. And see how this one's kind of loose? It's kind of up a little bit. It's separated from the pack. This will go over 2 and under 2. So when it's loose like that on the left side, you know that the right strand needs to go over 2, under 2. Okay? Now the left cord goes around. Alright, you see how this one's kind of loose? This one's kind of loose from the pack as well as over here. That's an indicator that this strand from the left side needs to go under that. Under 1, over 2, and under, like so. Okay? Alright? Now, we're back at step 1 again. Okay, let the indicators show you what pass you need to make. Step 1, this one's kind of hanging up a little bit. That goes around. And these are tied together, so you need to go under 2, over 2. Okay? Again, make sure you don't cross your paths. Make sure you keep them in their own path. Okay? Alright, step 2. Take this one around. This one goes, remember how tight these are right here? With this one being over? When this is over that one right there, this needs to go over the first one, under 2, and over. Okay? And now see this one hanging up a little bit? Now when you take the right one around, it needs to go around. It needs to go over 2 to cut back the slack, and under 2. Okay? So let those be indicators of what pass you need to make next. And then also when you're making when you make a mistake and you see that either your color's not coordinated and it just doesn't feel right, because when you look at the braid, it should kind of look the same going back and forth all the way down. If you feel like you made a mistake, take it one cord back at a time. It doesn't matter which side, you'll get back on track eventually once you get familiar with the braid. Move one cord back at a time. And don't let that fool you, because that's going to kind of be snug there. Alright? And just keep going back one cord at a time until you feel like you know where you're at. Alright? Bam. Now, if you go back and you lost your track, you're not sure which step you're at, look at the braid. See how we're going under 2, over 2 here? Well, obviously, you did that by taking the right strand and going under 2, over 2. So now the left strand will be the next one to go over. So, and remember what I said? If this cord is over this one here, then you need to bring this one around and go over as well. Under 2 and over 1. Okay? Now, if you kind of, undo all these, whatever, and just let it hang there, it might be kind of hard to pick up your, place again and start over from where you're at. You may have to start over completely. But using these indicators, if you're tying them and got it in hand and, set it down, you want to come back to it, it should kind of be good enough for you to know where to start off at. Okay? So you're here, alright? You see this one here is under 1, over 2, under 1, like it always is on this side. So obviously, you need to bring this side around because it's over 1, under 2, over 1. This should always be under 2, over 2. Okay? So you have it like this. And you obviously just brought this one around because you went over 1, under 2, over 1. So you need to bring this one around now. And remember what I said? Cut back to slack when it's hanging up like that. So you'll go over 2 and under 2. So I hope that helps you guys out some. Again, if you lose your way, take it back one step at a time. And just keep going back until you get a feel that you're in the right spot again. Again, keeping each cord in their own path. Not crossing each other like this, okay? Because it's easy to do that sometime. And bring that around. And you're like, oh man, what did I just do, dude? Okay. So I hope that helps you guys out and simplifies this a little bit more. And don't be shy to keep your strands somewhat loose and separated, because this is easy to tighten up after you get going. It's real easy. And also, when you're coming out of the double diamond or whatever button knot you're using up here, make sure you pull it tight. That way this won't look so ugly, okay? So, for instance, I'm just going to go back once here. And I'm going to find this cord here. See how that goes around? So that cord is this one right here. If you pull hard enough on it, it'll straighten itself out and kind of look a little bit better. And see that? And you get the picture. Okay. Toodles.